Well, are you going to retire flat broke? Are you going to be one of those people that you see sitting on a park bench with nowhere to go, nothing to do? You're going to be 65, 75, 85, maybe even 90 years old and dependent on someone else? You know, where a $5 coffee is a luxury? What are you doing about this? You're going to retire flat broke. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. This is America. You can do anything you want. We're in the greatest real estate market there has been in years, and it's staring you in the face. So let me go to my very, very first slide, and let's talk about this travesty that's underway. Now, everybody says, I'm going to have Social Security, and I'm going to tell you, people just can't wait. Just can't wait to be able to start collecting from the government, start getting a check each and every month. This is like their lifetime goal. I'm going to retire, and I'm going to get that Social Security check. Well, that Social Security check is just pittance. It's nothing. It was never meant for you to retire on. It's a supplement. And this is what most people, like 51% of Americans, this is all that they have, and they are absolutely broke. This is why you see people my age working at In-N-Out Burger, Trader Joe's, they're at Lowe's and Home Depot, working for 10, 12, 14 bucks an hour. They gave up a really, really good job thinking, oh, I'm heading to my golden years. And you find out these are not your golden years. These are terrible years, and they're going to get worse unless you do something about it. Now, look at this. This is 2021 average Social Security benefit is $1,543 a month. It's only $18,000 a year. Can you really think that you can live on $18,000 a year? And your spouse, if you're still lucky enough to have your spouse alive and married, the average spouse gets $800 a month. That's like not even $10,000 a year. And the average combined for both husband and wife, the spousal married benefit is $2,596, or just a little over $31,000 a year. And that is an absolutely true statistic. That's coming right out of Social Security. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Now, you have time to do this. If you're 65 or 70 years old and you find yourself in trouble, you're welcome to call us. Michael@michaelleville.com. We have a great staff. We'll put our heads together and see if we can't come up with some kind of solution. And there are solutions for you. So we can oftentimes do lots and lots of things. But if you're not retired yet, we have got great news for you. You can do this. You can retire in dignity, in great, great fun, and have some life. Let me go to my very next slide, and let's talk about that. You're going to hear time and time and time again that you're going to need $53,000 annual spendable income a year. You hear that from AARP, you hear that from the GAO, you hear from all kinds of insurance companies and annuities. That's $53,000 spendable. It's about $4,500 a month. You have to have this and income coming in and some of your income streams for you to enjoy a reasonably good middle-class American life. Now, this is not living lavishly, and I have a lot of my clients that are very, very high wage earners. This doesn't apply to you. Your lifestyle is way above that, and who wants to retire to a lifestyle that's no good? Why would you retire and not be able to do anything? This just doesn't make sense, but we see this all the time. And here's what I see. You know, I do a lot of business with a lot of baby boomers, and I'm in the real estate business. You know, I teach this stuff. I speak. People come up to me and they say, how can I do this? And people my age in the real estate business, see, we're a really, really old group. They're retiring broke. They are broke, 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 broke. Let's not let this happen to you. That's not possible. Let's not let this happen to you. You cannot go through your life, become 65 or 70 years old, and be absolutely broke. You've got to be able to put together a really good nest egg for yourself. Now, there's some other startling things. Now, not only do you need a nest egg, you need income. It's not how much money you have, it's how much income. Now, when you go see your financial planners, they're going to talk about the Bengen rule and the 4% rule. And what that talks about is taking 4% of your nest egg and spending it a year for 30 years. However, if you live to be 31 or 32 or 33 years beyond that, you'll be broke. You're going to be absolutely broke. You're going to deplete your entire nest egg. You're not going to leave anything for your kids, no kind of legacy. And if you outlive your spending, you're in trouble. You'll be 95 years old with absolutely nothing. Who wants that? This is not a good scenario for you. Let's talk about the next slide. Now, if you just got stacks and stacks, you've got a garage full of dollars, they're not going to do you any good. It's the income that we derive off this, and we are in what they call a LERP environment. That's a low interest rate policy world. You know, the Federal Reserve is suppressing interest rates. You know, when I was a kid, my parents used to have CDs and they had some savings. They had passbook at 5.5%. They had some CDs that were 5 and 6%. And they got some Social Security and they had some of their money coming in and they were able to get by. But we've had inflation come big time in the last 20 years. You don't realize it, but it's whittled away over half of our purchasing power. But look at, I got these today. This is for August 2021. A 10-year U.S. Treasury for 10 years is going to yield you 1.345%, and that's high. Last week it was like 1.2 something. You know, a year ago it was 0.65. So 1.3%. You know, if you had $1 million, that means you're going to get $13,450 a year to spend. Off $1 million. It gets worse from here. So if you go down to a 2-year FDIC insured CD from your local bank. Now, this is what my parents used to think this was just wonderful. We've got a few CDs and, you know, they give them some money to spend. Their house would be paid for and they could get by just fine. Can't do that today. You need to have $53,000 and the word here is spendable. We're not talking about some taxes that'll have to be paid on this. But there's no yield. Where are you going to get anything that's going to give you any kind of yield? A 2-year CD, 0.65 to 0.85. That's not even 1%. So if you have $1 million, you're going to get 10 grand. Less than $10,000, you're going to get $6,500 on $1 million to spend. How is that going to help you at all? Money market is even worse. It's 0.25% to 0.45. And then I hear a lot from my baby boomers because I say, look, when we're talking real estate, I'm not telling you to take all your money and place it into real estate, but you should have a portion of it because it gets a very good yield. They're talking about their S&Ps. Well, we get yield from our stocks and bonds. Well, the stock market gives you a yield of 1.32%. It's worse than the 10-year Treasury. And of course, you're taking risk at that rate. So there's no yield. There's no income coming into you. So when you retire, you quit your job. All of us are getting our income from our job. And once you quit that job, your income stops. So you have to make sure that you've got income that's going to replace the money that you're not getting by not going to work. And you think, well, you know, I'm 65. What am I going to live 10 years? Well, maybe you live 30 more years. Maybe you live till 95. My wife certainly can. She can live to the low 100s. And I have to make sure that she is taken care of for all that time. That is my job. This is my responsibility. So what can you do? Let's talk about that. Well, how about a little planning? Just a little bit of planning. Now, if you're my age and 65 or 70 years old, you know, you should have planned a long time ago. There's still some things we can do, and some things that we can make your life better, but we can't make it spectacular. You know, with a little planning now, here these guys are in love, they're fairly young. If they start planning in their 40s or 50s, you can have an absolutely spectacular retirement. No one says you have to wait till you're 65 years old to retire. You know, we have programs that you can retire whenever you want to. You can semi-retire, you can fully retire, go have some fun, come back to work, but your income is going to be there because we want to derive income streams that pay all your bills, pay for everything, so that you are financially free. Just a little bit of planning is all it takes, is just a little bit of planning and thinking this through. Work with your financial advisor, work with your HR department. You're welcome to call us. We're in the real estate business. You can reach me at michael@michaeldeville.com. We have a great staff here. We've done this for 4 decades. Now, we represent a lot of people that are having a absolutely terrific time. You can too. This is for you. This is what we do this for. Let me go to my next slide and let's just talk about that one. Now, I've been beating the drum for 5 or 6 or 7 years, saying that we're going to be entering into the explosive phase, and we're going to see prices. If you think prices are high now, wait till you see when we start completing the cycle. These are just going to go to the moon. I talked to my friend in Australia, and beachfront lots, just the lots in Australia, you know, we make a lot more money than they do in Australia, but the lots, just the lots on the beachfront, and they've got quite a few of them, are $15 million just for the lot. And an average home in like Sydney, so they're talking $2 million. So if you think that things can't get higher, you need to really rethink this. Now, we've talked about the fact that you're going to get Social Security, but you need more income coming in. I've been talking about the fact you just need 2 rentals. Now, this property, you're going to find this property all across America. They're everywhere. If you look at this property, this one is like 1,600 square foot. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, rents virtually overnight. This one's here in Phoenix, Arizona, but you're going to find this all across America. You're going to find it in Florida and Texas and here in Maricopa County. And this property in Maricopa County, fully managed. So it's a completely passive investment. Paying your taxes, paying your insurance. We're going to escrow for repairs. This is paying for someone to rent it for you, someone to manage it for you. And we're accounting for the vacancy. We're accounting for all of your expenses. This property is going to give you around $15,000 a year in net income. Not gross, net. This is what you're going to receive. You're going to receive at least $1,200, $1,250 a month. Now, this is going to do that. We're probably going to get more because these things grow. This is a nice thing about the fact when you're in real estate, the value of the properties go up and the rent goes up too, to follows the rent, follows the price of the house. So I'm pleading with you, talk to your financial advisor. All you need is just 2 is going to make your life different. It's going to give you a much better life. You're going to be able to enjoy a middle-class existence. Now, if you go to my seminars or you read my books or you consult with us, you know that we want you to buy 10 properties. 10 properties are going to give you $75,000. No, they're going to give you $150,000 a year, because each one's going to give you $15,000 a net times 10, $150,000. Easy peasy. On top of you're getting Social Security, so you'll be looking like getting about $175,000, $180,000 a year net, completely passive. What a wonderful way that is. But if you just can't find yourself doing that, just get 2. Please, just get 2. It'll make a world of difference in your life. Now, I have clients that have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month coming in. Their lives are absolutely spectacular. I've been doing this for a long, long time, over 4 decades. I have a great staff here. And I hear this a lot. This is on my real estate uh, timing model. I keep refining it. We are here in the accumulation phase. We are going to go through we're going to probably go to a bubble. There is just so much money floating around. I mean, coming into Maricopa County, you just would not believe the amount of capital coming into Phoenix area. And I'm sure you're going to see that in your hometown. You're going to certainly see that in Florida and Texas. But here in Maricopa County, in Phoenix metropolitan with Scottsdale and Glendale and Chandler, I mean, the money flowing in here is just spectacular, and it's going to accelerate. You know, we have these long-term trends that are accelerating, and we are going to go up here. We probably will get a bubble, but we're not there yet. We are not in the bubble territory yet. Just look what's going on. They're talking about trillions of dollars in stimulus, and the Federal Reserve is still buying $100 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities and bonds. They're just liquefying the economy, and that money's going to go somewhere, so it's going to continue. And just think of our Australia model. Think of the California model. These things can really, really, really go up. And we have really a couple, 2-3 more years. You have plenty of time with which to make yourself a really nice position. And here's one of the secrets. I know we can go to bubble. Believe me, I was here in Phoenix, Arizona when the bubble burst. And I want to tell you, my income just kept coming in. We went to Australia like we always do, because the income derived off these rentals just kept coming in month after month after month, and the property managers sent us a check. And I believe that's what's going to happen, particularly when you're my age, because we're not looking for a 3 or 4 or 5 year investment. We're looking for 20 or 30 years to fund our lifestyle. And we're here to help you at michaeldeville.com. And let me put my last slide up. I promise this will be my last slide. Now, I'm in the real estate business. West USA does our back office. We have a great staff here. West USA Realty here in Arizona did $5.7 billion in sale. You should feel pretty comfortable doing business with them. We're here. I have a great staff. I've been doing this for decades. I'm an author, of course. If you like my videos, give me a big thumbs up. That really, really helps our marketing. You're welcome to subscribe. You're welcome to send me a comment at michael@michaeldeville.com. We are going to put this up on YouTube. You can comment there too. And we do confidential. If you just want to send me some confidential, we're more than happy to keep this confidential between us, and we'll try and make your life as good as we possibly can. I'm here to help you any way I can. My very best to you. See you guys. Bye-bye.